Good morning, students. This is a very important topic. The question is also very important in the exams also. A company has 4 factories, F1, F2, F3 and F4. These are the various factories manufacturing the same product. Production and raw material costs differ from factory to factory and are given in the following table in the first 2 rows. This is the production cost, which is per unit, and raw material cost per unit. The transportation cost from the factories to the sales depots S1, S2 and S3, that is also given. The last 2 columns in the table gives the sales price per unit and the total requirement at each depot. The production capacity of each factory is given in the last row. This is the production capacity. Determine the most profitable production and distribution schedule and the corresponding profit. The surplus production should be taken to yield 0 profit. Now in this case, the objective of the question is you have to find out the maximum profit allocations. So first thing is the question is of profits. So profit is not actually given in the question. We have to calculate the profit. So the formula for the profit would be sales price minus production cost plus raw material cost plus transportation cost. For example, just draft the table. Just see, I have marked F1, F2, F3, F4 as the factories, and this is the requirement which is given. S1, S2, S3 are the sales depot and these are the capacity figures. So now in this case, first figure of profit, it would be 34 minus 15 plus 10 plus 3. It amounts to 6. So I have put 6 over here. This is the profit figure. The matrix which we are deriving over here is the profit matrix. Second, another example, taking 32 minus 15 plus 10 plus 1, that means 32 minus 26, so it amounts to 6 over here. Just see in this table, factories I have put in rows, that means requirement should be over here, and sales depots are in the columns. The whole table is generated over here as the profit matrix. Now transportation problem could be applied only on minimization problem. So we require to have a loss matrix, that is subtracting all the elements from the highest elements of the profit matrix. Just see, the highest element in the profit matrix is 8. 8 minus 6, it is going to be 2. 8 minus 2, it is going to be 10. The point over here is you don't have to ignore the minus sign where it is minus 8 minus 2. So this is the loss matrix which I have derived. Second thing, first was formulation of matrix. Second is to see if it is loss matrix. Third, I mean to say minimization problem. Third is the problem is balanced. Hardly matters if you balance the question beforehand before taking the loss matrix, or you do it as the third step. Then balanced would be capacity, the total of capacity is 310 and the total requirement is 350. So we require to add a dummy row with 40 as its capacity to balance the problem. And after balancing the problem, we are going to apply the initial basic feasible solution by applying VAM method. Fifth step would be the rim requirement, and sixth step is checking for the optimality. In this case, I would be applying the Modi method. Okay. Now taking the initial solution. Just see, in the matrix we have applied the VAM method and the initial solution is obtained. If you want to calculate the answer for the initial basic feasible solution, So in this case, this was the loss matrix which we have derived. So when you have to calculate the solution in the profit cases, in that case we have to multiply these units with the actual profits values. I mean to say 10 into 6 it would be. You have to multiply the units with the profit metrics, whatever profits are given in that question. In that case, when you multiply it 10 into 6, then it would be 90 into minus 2, then it would be 60 into minus 4, 50 into 2, 80 into 8, 20 into 5. The answer comes to be 480. Now after the initial solution, you have to check for the RIM requirement. RIM requirement is number of allocated cells should be equal to m plus n minus 1. Now allocated cells are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and the m plus n minus 1 requirement is 5 plus 3 8 minus 1 is 7. So solution is non-degenerate. We can move towards the optimality test. In this case we are going to apply the optimality test by Modi method. Now assume R1 equal to 0, put all the cost values, that is profit values, in this from the previous table only. 6, 3, 0, 7, 12, 6, 5 and 0. Allocations we are going to put because we require the allocated cells. Formula for occupied cells is Cij is equals to Ri plus Kj. So assuming R1 equal to 0, for this K2 would be 2. 0 plus 2 is 2. If K2 is 2, the value of R2 would be 8. If K2 is 2, the value of R4 would be 1. R4 is 1 and the value of K1 could be derived from here, that is minus 1. 1 plus minus 1 is going to be 0. From this 8 R2 we can derive the value for K3. 8 plus 4 is going to be 12. 4 plus 2 is going to be R3. This is for R3. Then 4 plus minus 4 is going to be 0. Calculating the opportunity cost, Dij, this is for unoccupied cells, Dij is equals to Cij minus Ri plus Kj. Now 2 minus 0 minus 1, 3 for all unoccupied cells. The next formula would be the same. Dij is equals to Cij minus Ri plus Kj. 7 minus 4 plus 0, it is going to be 3. 10 minus minus 1 plus 8, 3. For this 5 minus 2 minus 1, 4. 6 minus 4, 2. Then for this 5 minus 1 plus 4, 0. 0 minus 5, it is positive 5. 0 minus 2, it is positive 2. Since all the values of Dij, that is opportunity cost, all these are positive, hence the solution is optimal, and the optimal value is rupees 481, which we derived in the initial solution. Important point in this question was deriving the profit. Then when we have to calculate the initial feasible solution, these values, these are not to be multiplied, the unit values are not to be multiplied by the loss matrix, but it is to be multiplied by the values in the profit matrix. So this is going to be the initial feasible solution, which is also the optimal solution. Till then, happy learning.